Would it be okay if you had a part-time business to pay off your student loans? Well, that seems, I don't know, I'd like to work for it. How are we doing?
Great.
All right, let me ask, how many people here feel just slightly more pro on this scale? And we've only done like 2 little icebreakers. All right? We got a lot more to go, don't we? So, if you're here tonight, and you've figured out that maybe the first sentence out of your mouth might be the most important, you're probably pretty spot on. You know, people say, well, I don't have a good first sentence, I start with a second sentence. I don't believe that for a moment. People make up their mind pretty quickly, don't they? So you'd like to go a little bit deeper in the subconscious mind?
Yep.
By the way, if you're sitting here tonight and you're going to refuse to learn these skills, do it as a hobby, please. Because it is fun. You meet cool people. And some jerks too, but you meet some good, cool people. So let's try this. There's this lady, red personality. How many people here know about the 4 personalities? All right. For those who don't, red personalities are basically mean, greedy people that just want to take. No, not quite that bad, but she was. She was all about the money. And she came up to me and she said, just tell me what to say so I can sell my product. I said, you know, just tell me what to say so they buy it right away. I don't want to bother with these stupid people. And I'm thinking, I better tell her something to get rid of her because she's ruining my day. So I asked her, so how do you sell product now? She said, well, I sell this health product. I stand in health food stores and I talk to people and tell them that the stuff here is crap and buy my stuff.
How's that working for you?
Apparently it wasn't. So she said, just tell me what to say. I don't want to know any of the skills. Just tell me what to say so I just get the money. I'll tell you what to say just so you leave. So what can you say? How many people here can imagine the coldest, cold-hearted, tough prospect, stranger that you haven't met? You just saw him and you might say, or her, you say, this person would be really good for my business, but I don't know what to say. I don't even know him. I don't even know how to approach him. What am I going to do or say? How many people here can imagine that? And how many people here have walked away from that person because you didn't know what to say and missed out on all that money? Now, ignorance is an expensive habit. I know, because I missed out on 1 year and 10 months of bonus checks that night because I didn't know what to do. So, the question is, how much longer should we not know what to say to these mean, unfriendly prospects? When would be a good time to start fixing that? Yeah. So, you see this person, and you think, man, what do I say to this person? How do I get this person to open up their heart? Total bonding, instant rapport, blood brother, blood sister, join at the hip. Tell me anything I want. How do I do that? Well, do you think there's commercial phrases for this? Yes. Well, we just haven't bothered to learn them yet, have we?
Right.
But there's a little sequence that you could say that will instantly bond you to anybody, even the coldest stranger, the meanest person with having the worst day. Instant blood brother, blood sister, just bond. Instant rapport. How cool is that? Now I'm just curious, how many people here would like to know that little 4-word sequence?
I'm just curious.
And I'm just curious how many people here would write it down if I told you what it was. I'm just curious how many people are going to use it on your friends tomorrow. I'm just curious how many people haven't figured it out yet. I'm just curious how many people here can write down, I am just curious. Now, we don't have time to even explain how this program works, but we got to get with the program. Let's do this. We can use this and it'll work even if we don't know what's going on. When you say, I am just curious, it gives them permission to tell you anything that you ask, but none of these programs stand in the way. How interesting is that? Just by saying, I'm just curious, they bond instantly, tell you anything, your best friend. It's amazing, isn't it? Like I said, we don't have time tonight to explain how this works, but let me just give you a demo. You leave here tonight, you go out to your car, and on the way out, you meet the security guard. Now, let me ask about the security guard. Is this a good or bad prospect?
Good.
Neutral.
Neutral, right? Everybody's pre-sold, but they're neutral until they meet us, and we're gonna make them good or bad, right? So you go out and just say to this person, you don't know if you're mad, you don't even know how to come up to them, you maybe having a bad day, his foot hurts, whatever, so you just come up and say, I'm just curious. Enjoy working again. But I had to write this down. I had to write it down as I'm just curious. I'm just curious, can you pick the days you wanna work? I'm just curious, can you pick the hours you want to work? I'm just curious, is this the career you wanted in high school? I'm just curious, would you like to be your own boss? I'm just curious, would you like to have a part-time business? I'm just curious, would you like to make more money? I'm just curious if you'd like to fire the boss. I'm just curious if you'd like to work 3 weeks out of the month, get paid for 4. I'm just curious if you'd like to earn more money part-time than your old boss did. How we doing? You don't have to write down any, do we? Because you've already figured out the more benefits you come up with, you just plug it into the first little baby step formulas we're doing tonight. But I'm just curious, how many people here think this is pretty cool? I'm just curious, how many people here just can't wait to practice? I'm just curious, how many people here think you can say, I'm just curious to melt anybody's heart and talk to even the coldest stranger? I'm just curious, how many people here think by saying I'm just curious, you never have to worry about rejection again? I'm just curious how many people realize you should never say I'm just curious what you do last night, because they might tell you. 4 words deep into the subconscious mind, commanding them to let go of all these inhibitions, become your instant buddy and friend, even though they don't know you, just said I'm just curious. How many people here think this is going to be awesome? So I'm just curious, how many people here are ready to practice? I'm just curious, how many people here already think what you can say? I'm just curious. Right? I'm just curious, would you like to practice with your friends around you? I'm just curious, how many people are thinking, maybe I could say this, like, I'm just curious, how did you ever get a network marketing? Or, I'm just curious, how do you even believe you can be, you could be mean, but you can also be good, couldn't you? I'm just curious. How many people here can practice really, really quick so we can get on to the next one? Alrighty, grab the people around you and do a couple